Right now across the globe, we're right in the middle of a massive silent crisis. We're operating in these incredibly crushing, high-demand environments of modern corporate life. We're practically living inside the pressure cooker walls of new age startups, where the culture basically demands your absolute undivided existence. Add to that the rapid rise of AI, right, and that very real tension and fear of obsolescence surrounding it. And what do we actually see? We see people absolutely overworking themselves. They're running on empty, terrified of being left behind, literally trading their youth for just a slight edge on a performance review. Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're taking a really hard look at the reality of this modern grind, and we're going to map out why sustaining your health isn't just, a nice idea, it's an absolute non-negotiable mandate.
The question we all kind of try to avoid, isn't it? Is your job worth your health? As the fear of AI advancements pushes us to prove our worth every single hour of the day, you're likely pouring your absolute life force into an employer. You're carrying this immense load of modern tension just to keep up. But we've got to stop the treadmill for a second and ask, is working yourself into the ground actually worth the physical toll? You're carrying the weight of unread emails, Slack notifications pinging at 11 p.m., and those ever-looming quarterly targets. But at what ultimate cost to the very machinery keeping you alive? Your own body.
Okay, let's dive into this brutal wake-up call. First off, we completely validate the exhaustion you're feeling right now. You hustle, you grind, you build up your bank account, and you try to secure your future. You want that promotion, you want that security. But think about the harsh irony here. If you don't actively prioritize your health, all those bags of money you're desperately accumulating will essentially just be sitting right next to your hospital bed. Imagine working 80-hour weeks, missing birthdays, and skipping workouts to secure a massive bonus, only to spend that exact same bonus on medical bills for a stress-induced condition. You might literally become too sick to ever enjoy the freedom you sacrificed everything to build.
And this is where the stakes become incredibly real. Health changes can be irreversible. Look, jobs, they come and go. Companies pivot. Startups run out of funding and fail. Entire industries get completely disrupted. But the physical damage you do to your body by constantly neglecting your own well-being? Here is the terrifying reality. If your health goes bad, the changes can be completely irreversible. You don't get to just hit a reset button on your body after a 10-year corporate sprint. You can't just, reinstall a fresh operating system. The damage you do right now in your 20s, 30s, or 40s leaves a permanent mark that outlasts literally any job title you'll ever hold. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how that permanent damage sneaks up on you. It starts innocently enough with sleep. We convince ourselves that burning the midnight oil is a badge of honor, right? Like it's a sign of true dedication. But sleep deprivation isn't an isolated event. It compounds. You miss an hour on Monday, 2 on Tuesday, and by Friday, your brain is practically swimming in cortisol. So what happens next? Your concentration drops. Severe focus issues start to emerge. You start making mistakes that take twice as long to fix, and ultimately, it leads to accelerated aging. You're literally trading the youth, the elasticity, and the cognitive function of your body for an employer's artificial deadline. So how do we stop this catastrophic cascade? Well, we have to shift from just acknowledging the problem to implementing a non-negotiable survival strategy. We're calling this your Vitality Protocol. These aren't just, trendy, optional wellness tips you casually pin on a vision board. No way. These are mandatory, everyday defense mechanisms you absolutely must deploy. They are your strategic armor to survive the modern workplace without losing your mind, your health, or your humanity in the process.
So the crucial point is that protecting yourself comes down to these fundamental daily actions. First up, force yourself to take frequent breaks from concentrated work. And no, eating a sad, wilted desk salad while typing with one hand absolutely does not count as a break. Step completely away. Second, eat wholesome meals on time instead of grabbing handfuls of junk or chips from the break room. Go hit the gym or just walk in the park and get some actual sunlight to work out. Move your body. Ensure you're getting your vital vitamins and minerals. And finally, cut back on the crutches. Avoid the overuse of caffeine. Step away from your 5th cup of coffee because let's be real, relying on caffeine jitters and a company pizza party is not a sustainable strategy for curing your exhaustion. This is your daily armor.
And then there's your time. There's a critical mindset shift you must make regarding your availability. You have to learn to just flip the switch off. Spare time off is your absolute right. Those paid time off days, those unautomated weekend hours, they're given to you as part of your compensation. You have to actually use them. Checking emails on a Sunday morning is not dedication, it's a boundary violation. Taking time completely away from work is not a luxury. It's your designated time to recharge your battery. If you don't take it, the corporate machine will gladly just keep running you until your gears grind down to absolutely nothing.
Okay,
So we spent some time talking about what you need to do to protect your heart and your body. But we urgently need a corporate reality check about the heavy, relentless machine you're sacrificing those things for. This requires a slightly cynical but entirely necessary look at corporate loyalty. I mean, you are giving everything. You're tipping the scales with your time, your health, and your mental bandwidth. But what is the machine actually giving back when push comes to shove?
Now, what's really interesting about this contrast is the unfeeling mathematical reality it presents. On one side, there's you. Despite the chronic exhaustion, you're giving 110%, maybe even 200% effort to keep the gears turning. You are the ultimate team player. But on the other side is the management reality. A spreadsheet does not care about your high blood pressure. Management won't hesitate to cut employees, even the most intensely dedicated ones, just to show a higher revenue per employee or simply to make their quarterly metrics look a little better for investors. Your irreversible health sacrifices mean absolutely nothing against an algorithm designed purely to optimize profit.
This brings us to a massively empowering mandate. Protect your mental peace and avoid burnout at all costs. Because the system is specifically designed to seamlessly extract your energy to improve its own metrics, your primary responsibility must be to yourself. Not to your boss, not to your startup's founders, but to you. Guard your sanity like an absolute fortress. Don't let your internal peace deteriorate for a company that views you as just another line item on a budget sheet. You're the only one who has to actually live in your body, so you've got to be its fiercest defender against burnout.
So wait, does this mean you should just coast, check out, and never work hard?
Not at all. Hard work is a beautiful thing, but it's entirely about reallocation.
As the saying goes, burn the midnight oil, not for the company. It's worth making sacrifices if you're working on your own venture. If you're going to burn the midnight oil, do it for the right reasons, not for a corporation that can eliminate your badge access tomorrow with zero warning. Instead, save that intense sacrifice for your own venture. Redirect that 200% effort, that late-night creativity, and that weekend hustle into something where you actually hold the equity. Build something where you directly reap the rewards of the life force you're spending.
Which leaves us with this final, lingering thought. The next time you feel the immense pressure to skip lunch, or cancel your gym session, or lose yet another night of precious sleep for your employer, I want you to mentally step off that hamster wheel. Look at your daily 9-to-5 grind, look at the health you are irreversibly spending, and ask yourself a very simple, very dangerous question. Who are you really making rich?